Coming up next is DC News number 91, and it is an all-new 52 update. And in it, we have stories on there were never any crises in the DC universe. Dan DiDio says so. We're going to tell you all about that. Also, Wonder Woman's got her origin tweaked. Actually, it's like a big twist. It's not a tweak, but we got that. DC has hired the Nielsen Company to do surveys, not of just me, but of you, too, to see what sells in the DC universe. We're going to tell you who the first casualty, more than likely, is going to be of the new 52. There's a Ray Limited series coming out, and the girl with the dragon tattoo is coming to Vertigo. All that and more coming right up.
Prepare yourself for some DC spewage. Yuck. Here's Comic Book Man and Bo.
Comics are the center of our world, and we've got the paper cuts to prove it. DC Comic Book News, Episode 91, The Rise of Levin Clog.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. Bo, what time is it?
It's DC News time.
DC News, and DC News is coming to you from this place right behind me, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. That's right, the Mount Greenwood neighborhood, where all new comics, including all my DC comics, are all 15% off every day for everyone. DC News this time, we're going to be featuring an almost all, new 52 update. We got a little smidgen of Vertigo news at the end, but this is an all new 52 update. And our first story up is Dan DiDio has made an announcement about the new 52. One thing which DC has been leaning on story-wise for the last 25 years, never, ever, ever happened. And no, we're not talking about parts of Superman's origin. What is it, Bo?
According to Dan DiDio, there haven't been any crisis events in the new DCU because so many histories have been changed.
Not one.
None.
Not one. None.
No. No identity crisis, no final crisis, no crisis on Infinite Earth. None, because he said it's
no crisis on Earth 3, no crisis on Earth 2, no crisis on Earth 1, nothing.
Because some of the stuff didn't restart, so he's like, well, how are you going to make that sensible continuity-wise? You really can't do it. So, none! He says it doesn't mean that it won't be any crisis events happening, but
in the future.
In the future, but nothing's happening in the new 52.
Well, one of the things DC's announced is that there's going to be a JSA title, and the JSA title will take place on Earth 2, which would mean that you're going to see at some point during the JLA run with Jim Lee, I will bet you, Crisis on Earth 1, or Earth 2, whichever one they decide to call it.
It's possible.
Okay, where the JLA and the JSA will team up, cross the Earths, just like they did back in 1960, one more time once again, starting all the crises off again. And I bet they don't get along because this is like 2011.
Probably.
You know, in the original one, oh, you're Flash, I'm Flash, let's be pals. Now it's going to be, oh, you're Flash, I'm Flash, let's fight, I'm going to kill you. Oh, it's a misunderstanding. Anyway, so you have that much to look forward to in the future. There is a rumor, which isn't a rumor, which is actually a story that's going around on the internet right now about Wonder Woman and her origin and how much it's changed. And everybody I've run into who's a Wonder Woman fan absolutely hates it.
This is supposed to have been a surprise, but DC happened to announce it.
Oh, it should be a surprise when you hear it if you haven't heard it.
On their source blog. But, you remember the Wonder Woman story where she was made out of clay by her mom?
Yeah, that's the origin story. Hippolyta made the statue out of clay, and I think it was six of the gods came and bestowed different gifts upon her and brought her to life, and that's where Wonder Woman came from.
No, it came from the Hippolyta and Zeus hooked up, and she got pregnant. She had a kid.
Well, there you go. Cut to the chase.
Now, this is supposed to be a
surprise.
Thomas
and Martha Wayne aren't dead. It was really his aunt and uncle that got killed.
I mean, but this is supposed to have been a surprise, but they blew it on their own source blog.
Yeah.
So, Azzarello's like, what the hell?
Oh, Azzarella's not happy about this?
Well, he probably
I was going to reveal this gradually, but you've done this already.
He probably didn't, he probably wasn't very happy about the idea that they just basically revealed something that he already figured out. He already said that he was going to tweak the origin anyway, but he didn't expect DC to blow the story on their own website.
Well, that's not just tweaking, that's a total revamp of the origin. That's a total up and down change on the origin. Okay.
Oh, we missed something.
No. Oh, what?
To keep the book on schedule, Andy Kubert's going to draw 2 issues of Action Comics.
Oh, okay,
the book ships every month on time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That got in there by mistake. Oh, wow.
So Andy Kubert's going to draw a couple issues, gives Ragnar Morales a little time to rest, and the book will continue to come out on time for the 16 issues that Morrison's there before he decides he's going to go away.
Okay, thank you, Bo. You caught that. Thank you. The next story we're going to do was DC has hired, believe it or not, the Nielsen research firm to do research on people's buying habits, not only for customers but for retailers up and down across the board, to take a look at what's selling with DC and what's not selling, what people are looking for, what people aren't looking for. This is the first I've ever heard of this happening in the comic book universe.
Yeah. They're gonna. Did you get your surveys yet?
No, not yet.
The surveys are out. You should have gotten some.
Well, unless it's been emailed to me or something, or unless I have to go to Diamond's website or something.
No, I think it comes directly from DC.
No,
I know that.
It's supposed to come in the mail.
I think it came by way. I think it came by way of email from DC directly,
Okay.
because the stores in LA have got. In fact, Patton Oswalt, the comedian, he got it, and he said he was so annoyed by the fact they were asking questions. He said he's never going to buy any more DC books ever again. But the survey basically mentioned a new comic coming out called Nektar, and it also let people know Nektar, yeah, N-E-K-T-A-R, I don't know what it means. And it reveals that trade paperbacks of the New 52 are going to start in the spring. There are also going to be surveys given to customers in stores to ask what you think about the New 52.
That sounds great. That sounds great. The first casualty of the New 52 has been announced.
It's been unofficially announced.
Unofficially
DC hasn't denied it.
The 52 originally all had solid 6-issue
6 months
contracts with the creators. And after 6 issues, then take a look at the sales and see how they're doing. And probably not coming back after the 6th issue will be
Men of War,
which
isn't selling. Neither is Amak. Now, the rumor is that Amak's being canceled as well, but that's being written by Dan DiDio. And so the inker of that book went out of his way to post on Facebook, "No, we're not canceling the book. I'm still working on the book, but nobody's buying the damn thing."
Well, some of them have been hits, and some of them have not been quite
Some
so
of them
big.
are sitting there like rocks.
Some of them haven't been quite so big.
It was too much to publish at once anyway.
Well, 52 books, yeah, when you're going to publish 52 and you're going to have new books every week for 4 weeks straight, some of these books are going to get lost in the shuffle.
Total add up, man.
And some of
That's
those
a lot
books, are kind of pointless. I mean, you still got the whole creative thing where you've got different guys working on the book every month. And it's like, well, we have the same writer, but we have a different artist each issue. How do you develop any form of continuity when the artist is different on every issue?
For the writer.
Yeah. Yeah, because the other update, we're going to tell you about people who've left books that are already being printed, So
That'll be in DC News number 92.
People are leaving before 6.
That'll be creative musical chairs. A lot of people asked me after the New 52 came out, when a book like Shade shipped, is this part of the New 52? Everything is part of the New 52.
No.
Everything's not part of the New 52.
Shade has
Well,
nothing
where the
to
hell
do
does
with
this
the
take place at?
No, well, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see Starman in it, so it's irrelevant.
It has to take place in this new universe because that's all DC has now.
I
is this
think
new
it just
universe.
takes place.
Does it take place on Earth 32?
It takes place in this nebulous area known as James Robinson's Playground.
Oh, that's a wonderful place. So then, what about the new Ray limited series that's coming out? Where will that take place in?
That'll be taking place during the New 52.
There you go.
It's a Ray limited series by the team of Jimmy Palmiotti, Justin Gray, and Jamal Eigel. Because people are going, wasn't Eigel working on Supergirl? Yes. And when the New 52 were announced, he wasn't working on anything. So this is what he's working on. Now, however, this will not be Ray Terrell, the Ray that you just saw like a year ago.
Yeah.
It's a completely new character.
Okay.
They're just using the name.
They're just using the name. Well, sort of like Men of War has nothing to do with the original Men of War comic, but they're
They're just using
calling it Men of War. Well, part of that is DC, and Marvel does the same thing too, is to keep the copyright alive on the name. DC just published My Greatest Adventures, which is a throwback to a 50s, 60s book that DC did, which is best known as the place where the Doom Patrol first started. But My Greatest Adventure hasn't been published by DC since at least 69 or 70, if not earlier than that.
Maybe way earlier. I never heard of it.
Since mid to late 60s. But if you do a miniseries called My Greatest Adventure, there you go. Copyright's all set. Same with the Ray. Ray hasn't been done as a book since
Joe Quesada was working over at
Joe
DC.
Quesada, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they've done a miniseries since then.
No,
he
no,
was in Freedom Fighters and
Yeah.
Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters.
I think he popped up in the Justice League or Justice Society as well. But
Yeah.
he didn't have a book.
He hasn't had his own book.
Since Quesada left.
Okay. When we started the show off, I mentioned that we were going to do a Vertigo story, and here's the Vertigo story. Millennium Trilogy is coming from Vertigo. What is Millennium Trilogy?
It's Stieg Larsson's 3-novel thing. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Girl Who Played with Fire, Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, starring Elizabeth Salander and Michael Blomkvist. There's a movie, the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie, the American version of the movie with Daniel Craig will be coming out this December. Vertigo's going to adapt the 3 books into 6 graphic novels, and they'll ship Next year you'll ship 2 copies of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. They're going to split the book in half. 2013 they do Girl Who Played with Fire. 2014 they do Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. It's an interesting idea. I think it was I think it may have been made in graphic novels over in Sweden where the original novels came out. I know it was a TV limited series. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be different. This will be actually a Vertigo imprint, something Vertigo's doing that people who don't know anything about Vertigo will probably pay attention to, because Larson's books are selling, even though Larson's been dead for a couple years. Books are selling like hotcakes.
So they're going to be released as trades, not as comics.
Trades.
And
2-part trade.
Was this going to be like the Vertigo crime stuff that's been coming out, the smaller hardcover, softcover books?
They haven't announced exactly what kind of format. I would imagine it'd probably be regular format, because this is something that'll be pushing hard for mainstream bookstores. I don't know if it'll be Vertigo crime. This is something that they worked out with the people who publish, not publishing, to get this done. Okay. And this will be one of the first time. This is going to be kind of interesting. I mean, you're going to take these books, you're going to split them in half. Yeah. You're going to do first part, second part, and you get first part, second part. My only hope is that if Vertigo's going to do this, pick some people to work on the thing that people have heard of.
Well, I was going to ask you. You said that there were graphic novels already in Europe.
Yeah,
are these just reprints then?
No, these will be brand new things. They were like
it's not like the humanoid stuff.
It's not like the humanoid stuff. Yeah, this is gonna be brand new stuff. And so hopefully they'll pick some mainstream known writers, which will help the book sell to comic fans. I mean, people who walk into bookstores will probably pick it up no matter what, because it'll be something different. But if it's done by people that no one has ever heard of, people will go, and people will actually come to this store and be like, "Hey, all these guys."
Is the American movie like the Swedish movie?
The American movie is going to be as violent and as dirty as the Swedish film. Yes, so the rape sequences in the film. This is an R-rated film. As the promo ad goes for the film, this will be the feel-bad movie of Christmas.
Wonderful.
It's going to be an adult R-rated movie. R-rated movies.
Every year at Christmas, we need a feel-bad movie, because when the holidays are just too happy.
We need something dark.
Get me down off the ceiling.
And that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We've got no more DC news, but you can go to the store's website and check out all the DC news that Bo sends me that I post up there. And where's the store's website at?
Sarah knows all this stuff.
Pounds the table, he's not pounding you.
That's true.
www.myalternatereality.com.
So go to the store's website. Check out all of Bo's DC news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
This is the chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra.
Yes, Frank Sinatra.
I love to sit.
Saying,
ring-a-ding-ding, baby!
Bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.